What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I want to say, I appreciate everybody who, reached out, all my friends and family that reached out to me the first week. And I know I probably said this already, but appreciate anybody who's supporting me, through this journey. So let's get right into it because I've been bullshitting definitely the last two videos in a way where I didn't address what happened, and I feel like I'm in a good mindset to actually talk about it. Now, the last week and the week before, each one was a progression of me just kind of getting back to Anthony. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to be normal. It's hard to go about your day when you have a injury like this, but also knowing that someone else caused it. You know, it's hard because it was traumatic in a way, but also it was just difficult for me to talk about. But, I was able to just talk about it with a random stranger when he asked me, what happened to you when I went out with my girlfriend. We got drinks and, he asked me about the incident and he related to me and said like, yeah, something happened similar to me in college. And, one thing he really said to me was, I said this to him, I was like, I'm just happy to be alive. At the end of the conversation, he was like, well, I'm happy you're alive too, brother. And that means a lot to me, even though he's a stranger, it's like, shit happens in life. And also, I couldn't just let this slide without, trying. That was the biggest thing. I had to at least try to get compensation back for damages that occurred, I do believe that I'm going to be able to walk real soon in terms of like walking without the boot. I can walk with the boot now, and I've been healing up pretty quickly, but I've experienced a lot of calf pain, like extreme calf pain. Luckily, I don't think it was a blood clot, but I've been going through a lot of mental and physical pain the last 3 weeks, and I still got 3 more weeks left. But I could feel myself getting back to normal and just being more confident and just being able to talk about it without it, I don't know, without me feeling bad about it or just shying away from it because the experience was so traumatic. But let's get down to it. So I'm not going to go into all the details, but just know that someone struck me with their vehicle while I was riding a scooter. And lucky for me, it was only a fractured ankle. But I mean, that's still a big deal. The person didn't want to share information with me. So, that was a red flag right there, obviously. And the problem was my phone got destroyed. So I couldn't really call the police. I did have my Apple Watch on me, but I was in extreme pain. I didn't know what to do. I went straight to the hospital on my own accord, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just called the police on the Apple Watch. I had service, but it's difficult to do that when the watch can really only call people who are contacts. Like you can call 911 on here, but you would have to set up Siri. I don't think I had it set up, and it just would have took too much time, in my opinion. Maybe and I didn't know what to do. So that's why, I didn't end up filing a police report right then and there. I should have. But yeah, I'm trying to handle it now. Maybe I didn't do it in the best way. I've obviously learned so much from this experience, like what to do in a situation like this, but you're never really prepared for stuff like this until it happens to you. It's humbled me. It's brought me back down to earth. I've been trying to focus on, the content that I talked about, which I've been killing it on all my channels except for the technical channel. Probably gonna make content on that channel at the end of the month because right now I'm trying to prep for some interviews, potential interviews coming up. I have one recruiter call coming up, but I've been just going hard on the fucking lead code questions and just trying to understand data structures and algorithms, trying to understand Python, and then relating it back to my current job if I end up staying a little longer with how to utilize it for ETL processes. So I've been keeping busy, and luckily I can swim in the pool, but I have to be careful because sometimes I still feel a little bit of pain and soreness. I just tested out if I can go on the bike, not like a regular bike, but like workout bike with the boot on. I think I'm able to do it, so that'll be great. I did it for like 5-10 minutes and I didn't have any issues, so just really happy to get some kind of endurance training in. So yeah, it sucks. It really does. But I'm still able to do a lot of things on my own. I'm still able to drive, do certain workouts. I try to get out of the house as much as possible, and the pain is, slowly going away. There's been a lot of nights I can't sleep, but Luckily, I've been taking, instead of the painkillers, I take supplements. So I've been taking nitric oxide, which is like ingredients that were in pre-workouts I used to take, but just a pill form without the sugar. Magnesium for muscle relaxation. Melatonin sometimes help me sleep. Try to take electrolytes. I've been drinking a shit ton of energy drinks. Probably shouldn't be. Also creatine as well. So yeah, I just wanted to make this a quick video because like I feel like I've been beating around the bush. I wish, I did call the police right then and there. I wish I handled this situation differently, but sometimes it's tough when you're in a situation like that, like you don't know what to do. I'm just thankful that I was able to ride off with my scooter. My scooter actually wasn't fully damaged and I was able to get back home and I was only a mile away. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of mad because the last time I met with the orthopedic doctor, after 3 weeks, I thought I was going to be good. He said, psych, you need another 3 weeks. And the reality hit, so I ended up investing in that scooter I showed you guys, but I have another one in the car that's better for outdoors. So I can actually move around with either the crutches or the scooter. Unfortunately, I got to walk down a flight of steps, but I'm able to walk, so it doesn't hurt when I walk, luckily. But I had my girlfriend carrying the scooter the first 2 weeks. It was crazy. But yeah, this is going to be the last time I really talk about this situation. Again, getting the lawyer involved, don't want to talk too much about it. We're in the very early stages and it's going to take a long time. Something I'm never going to forget about. And it's just the principle, like someone has to be held responsible for their actions, when cause this much damage to somebody. But luckily I'm a strong person and I know I'm going to persevere. But yeah, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. I have my other channels down below. Please check it out. I just recently made basketball content on my AIC Hoops channel. I just recently made content on my AIC Gaming and Anime channel with my boy Gio /Infamous TV Reacts. And I'm going to be soon making some technical content as well because like I told you guys, I've been trying to really narrow down on the data structures and algorithms, specifically LeetCode questions. So yeah, I will catch up with you guys next week. Let's get it.